Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. The translation of that message, it reads like this. Hello, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I am a South African man and I have decided to make my son to be a crippled so that I can be allowed to join a Nigerian Brotherhood that is based here in Joburg. That is where I am staying. I grew up here and I am staying here. So I have gotten access, and they say that the key to the door that is supposed to be opened up, because at this other house, which they call their temple for their brotherhood, there are 6 doors that are supposed to open up for you. So at each and every door, there is a different password. Now, the first door, in order for that door to be opened up for you, the question that they ask you is, who do you want to sacrifice? And then you tell them the person that you want to be sacrificed, and then they will go and see in the spirit if it is possible for you to sacrifice that person. So when I was taken to that temple the very first time, I had spoken of my mother. Unfortunately, my mom was said that she is too powerful in the spiritual kingdom and I cannot sacrifice my mother. Therefore, I was told to return back home, and I was given a punishment for wasting the priestess time, because she is a high priestess that is from Nigeria. So each and every time when someone wants to join their group, then that woman is supposed to fly to South Africa. And I was given a hint that at the end of the 6th door, I am supposed to be sleeping with that high priestess in order for me to be accepted completely into this Nigerian brotherhood. So at the first door, when she asked me, I felt the first time around, and this time around they had given me a hint already. They told me that the password next time is that I'm going to be asked whom I am supposed to sacrifice, and I am supposed to make my son to be a crippled. He is not going to die. He is going to be crippled in such a way that when people will be looking at him, they will feel sorry, and I am supposed to love my son. I am supposed to go out with him to show the whole world how crippled he is. And whenever I am with him, let's say I am pushing him in his wheelchair that he will be forever be using, I am supposed to reveal the way that he is crippled to the whole world so that people can feel sorry for him. And when people are feeling sorry for him, then it means that I'll be making money. This is what I have been told. And now I have decided to make my son to be a crippled boy, and I just feel bad about it. I just want to know, is there anyone who has ever done such a ritual ever before? If they are willing to speak with me in private so that they can share with me, how do you feel as a parent knowing that your child is a crippled because you are rich and you are part of a cult, or you did utwala using your own child and you did not kill your child, you just make them to be sick or to be a crippled. And this is how I joined, or how I came into contact with a Nigerian who wants me to join this Nigerian brotherhood. So I do work in the construction industry, so we usually go around doing steel structures at big buildings. My boss, he has a very big company, but he does not pay. You know, these white people, they do not like to pay us black people. So then that was when we went to this other house. We went to this other beautiful house. We were supposed to do something by the balcony. So this house belonged to this other Nigerian man who was very rich. He had a lot of cars at his house. I will say that he just stays in Centon, even though he does not stay there. So 3 weeks into the project, that was when he told me that he liked me. He wanted me to come and assist him at his shop because he was also willing to do some renovations. And I went there alone. He said we were going to do it without my boss ever knowing. So I became good friends with him. Even after we had finished the project, I kept on going to his house, doing some piece jobs over the weekend. That was when one day, when he was on a vacation, I found a black envelope that was underneath the doormat. I opened it up, but this was a trap. He wanted to see how was I a trustworthy person. I saw that there was money in there. I did not take the money. I just left the money. When he came back from the vacation, that was when he told me that this was a test. He wanted me to become part of this other Nigerian brotherhood. Then they called me, they took me to this other house, and they called themselves, I'll say, the Sons of Destiny. I was taken to a house where there were 7 men. They were all Nigerians, and I am going to be the first South African that is going to be allowed to join this Nigerian brotherhood. Then they said that they want to give me a clear path to wealth, but I am supposed to walk through the 6 doors, and each and every door there is a key that I am supposed to give to the person that will be standing behind the door. And if I give that person the right spiritual key, then the door is going to be opened up for me. So I am supposed to sacrifice one person. I have already tried to sacrifice my mother, but it is already proven that my mother, she is a spiritual woman. I am unable to touch my mother at all. And this is what I have been planning, because if I do sacrifice my son, I am supposed to bring him. The only problem is that my son stays with my baby mama, and she hates my guts, and she has made my son to hate my guts as well. So I am planning that if it happens that I do get my son, and in order for him not to remember where I would have taken him to, I think of dragging him, maybe to give him warm milk that will be laced with some sleeping pills, and then I will take him there, and then they will do whatever that they want with my son. But I was told that if I manage to do this, then my son is going to have an accident, or he's just going to get so sick so much that then they will say that the sickness that will be suffering from, it is the one that would have made my son to be crippled. And I want to do this, but whenever I think about my boy, because I named him after my father, and my father, before he had died, he used to tell me that my son was born with a gift, even though he never told us what kind of a gift was my son born with. And when I think about it, I feel so bad. I already have some businesses that I have been imagining in my mind that I want to open up. I always wanted to open a logistic company, maybe having about 3, 4, or even 10 vans that we'll be using in my company. And I wish to buy properties in Joburg, maybe in Mpumalanga. That is where my mother comes from. So I wish to buy a house for her back in her province, and I wish to drive a Range Rover, and a latest one even, and I wish to have money. And I want to do this, but I need advice from other people. Is there anyone who has ever done this in his or in her life? What are the advantages and the disadvantages of having your own child being sacrificed and they become a crippled for the rest of their life? How do you feel? Do you feel guilty, or you just tell yourself that you did this because you wanted the money? When you post me, please tell me. I'll be following through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right, there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Let us try to speak with him in the comment section. He's saying that he wished to sacrifice his own son so that the son can become a crippled. Ne.